Hello Stock Fox family, I'm Stock Fox and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing Amazon. Amazon, how can we take a small account and grow it into a six-figure account? We're going to dive a little bit deeper into that here in just a moment, but before we do, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers out there who've subscribed to my channel and kind of helping me along my YouTube journey. For those of you who have not subscribed, please do so at this time. And for those of you who would like to support me along my YouTube journey and my channel, you can also click on the link down below, or you can send me a thanks down below as well. Now, let's go ahead and get started and dive into Amazon. Let's take a look here. Amazon stock right now is currently trading at $137.83 as of close today. Well, you may look at that and say, for some of you, you may say, well, that's a little bit out of my budget. I deal with stocks maybe a little bit under $20 or $10. And I'm only referencing this is because I do get this in comments sometimes where people are referring to that. Well, I'm bringing this to you for a reason, because you don't have to always target a stock that's under $20 or under $10 in order to make a lot of money. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that with Amazon stock. Okay. Now, before I get started, I want to say that anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, sell, hold, or trade any type of stock or any cryptocurrency. Okay. You always want to do your own homework and due diligence. I like to bring things to you that I'm currently invested in because I'm also an investor in Amazon, and I certainly can see a path forward to basically being able to make a lot of money investing in this particular company. So let's take a look at it here. So Amazon, this is going to be after the split, the 24-1 split that Amazon did a few months ago. Again, I did do a video on this a couple of months ago, pre-split. Please take a look at that. Amazon was trading on July the 12th at $109 a share, and as you can see that it is pretty much ascended as of the 4th of August. The stock pretty much rose some 30% very quickly. Now it is starting to come down here, as you can see, but we're still up some 26% on this, or I'm up some 26% on this investment at this time. I did get into the stock a little bit earlier after the split. I actually, just to kind of give a little context here, I own the stock pre-split. The stock, after it split, it started to basically decline, or the stock started to pull back. I got out of it, waited for an opportunity to get back in. That opportunity for me was around the 108 range, which is the reason why I kind of started here, which is 109. So it gives you some idea of where I'm in the stock at as far as a cost basis, and I'm still holding the stock now. Now, even though you're going to hear me talk about cost basis a lot on my channel, if you're dollar cost averaging, that's going to also cause your stock, cause your cost basis to fluctuate. That's something we'll get into at another time. But right now, for the sake of this particular video and what I'm trying to get over to you is how we can take that small budget, that small account, and grow it. Okay, so let's take a look here. So as we take a look at Amazon here, let's also take a look at what some of the analysts out there are talking about when they actually speak of Amazon. And as you can see here on Tip Ranks, we got a strong buy with 40 analysts weighing in right now. And as you can see right here that there's a high price on it of $270, where they think the stock can go in the next 12 months. And there's an average price on it of 176 down at 118. And we're almost sitting pretty much closer to the 118 than we are the 270. But I can certainly see a lot of promise with Amazon, especially with everything that they have going for it as a company right now. Let's go a step further here. As we can see, those 40 analysts on the NASDAQ, you can take a look here and see some of the firms out there who are basically affirming this, that are reaffirming this strong buy. And these are some of the firms out there, and you may have heard of some of them. There's certainly some of the biggest ones like Barclays, is one. You have Citigroup here. You have Deutsche Bank. You have Edward Jones, Goldman Sachs, to name a few. You have Jefferies, J.P. Morgan Chase. These are all Morgan Stanley. These are the firms who are basically putting a strong buy on Amazon at this time. So again, not to be taken lightly when if it's just some run-of-the-mill analysts out there saying go buy Amazon. These are all highly recommended companies and banks out there that basically are recommending this strong buy at this time. So let's go ahead and get into how we get from 0 to 100K with purchasing Amazon. So here's a stock calculator that I've already loaded for you. As you can see here, we're going to start here with 55 shares. And obviously, if we look here, we had a purchase price at 137.83. So we're just going to round that up to 138 just to use round numbers, which means that if you bought 55 shares today at $138, right, then you would basically be looking at a net buy price right here of $7,590. So that's under $10,000, depending on where you are financially, then you're looking at $7,590. Now, if you don't have $7,590 to invest in Amazon at this time, then just split the 55 shares and then you'll be basically splitting the net buy price, and that'll be putting you at roughly about $3,800, $3,900. So you can just halfen that amount and then halfen the number of shares, and you'll get the result that you're looking for. So let's go back up here at the top so we don't get too sidetracked here with numbers. So again, we're going to purchase 55 shares and the purchase price at $138. And remember, Amazon was trading above $3,000 a share before the 20-for-1 split. So now that it has split, it is now trading back down to the 137 level that we see here. But we're going to be purchasing based on today, or you would be purchasing based on the purchase price today. The $2,000 is backside of where it was before the pre-split. So we're not hoping that it gets back to an all-time high of $3,000 plus. We're just using an example here. If Amazon can just get to $2,000, right, then it would bear out this particular number right here, which is a net sales price of $110,000. But to get to the profit of 6 figures, you're looking at $102,410. That if Amazon could just get back to the $2,000, that's what your profit would be if indeed you were able to hold the stock until the stock was able to basically get back to these levels again. I believe that Amazon will get back to these levels again. So I've already purchased a number of shares that will certainly exceed the 6-figure income that I'm bringing to you today. Okay, but this is a good example right here of how you can take a small amount of money and basically get to a 6-figure income. Now, so if indeed, now when I say a 6-figure income, depending on where you are in your investing life. And what I mean by that is that depending on your age, if you're 30, if you're 40, if you're 50, 10 years away from retirement, this could be a nice little nest egg for someone who's 50 years of age and getting ready to retire in the next 10 to 15 years. If you were able to hold on to Amazon for that length of time, I think in the next 5 to 10 years, we're probably going to see Amazon back at these levels again. And this will be a nice nest egg to cash in on so that you can have in retirement. Okay. Now, if you are much younger and you're looking at investing and using this model, then I'm going to suggest that the 138 price target for you should not necessarily be a price target. And what I mean by that is that you should be dollar cost averaging in for a much longer period of time. meaning that your cost basis can go up or down depending on where you're purchasing the stock at. But 55 shares is not what you should have in mind if indeed you're really trying to go out past 15, 20 plus years with this investment. You should be trying to basically double that, if not quadruple the number of shares going forward. But again, this is one example. Now you may ask, why is it that I chose Amazon? But before we go into that, I noticed here that when I give you the net sales price of 110,000 that is showing here, now you take the 110 minus the 7590, 7,590, and that's going to give you the $102,410 profit. Okay, assuming Amazon gets back to this particular level. Okay. Now, why Amazon? Well, it's only one of the biggest one of the biggest companies in the world, right? So what do I mean by that? Well, this particular company pretty much has its hand in everything. And when I mean everything from food to medicine to electric vehicles, right? It's the kind of company that when I look at, it's the kind of company that I want to be involved with, mainly because they don't just have their hands in these companies, they are very successful at what they do. Amazon is a footprint around the world that hasn't been duplicated. I know some will say, well, what about Alibaba? Alibaba is basically a peer of Amazon, but not on the level of Amazon. Amazon basically, they do things bigger and better on a much grander scale than what Alibaba can do, along with some of the other smaller companies. So as you can take a look at right here, what has Amazon been up to in 2022 in the years leading up to this? Well, they've been buying a lot of companies, and let's just take a look at some of them. Whole Foods Market was one of them. I don't know if you remember that acquisition with Whole Foods that they paid several billions of dollars for this particular acquisition, and I think it's a good one. I don't know about you, but I shop at Whole Foods, and I love it. It says Whole Foods is one of American grocers that is proud of being one of the only few USDA certified organic stores in the country. Okay, so they did purchase Whole Foods. They purchased Zappos, which is an apparel and footwear company. Zappos also has one of the largest online presence in the world. And as you can see here, Kiva Systems, or now Amazon Robotics, that they also purchased. PillPack. Well, the company that started in 2013 and provides online pharmacies. This is another avenue for Amazon to get their foot in the door to compete with the likes of Walmart and Targets when it comes to the pharmaceutical market. Okay, so I'm not going to just list every single one of these, but as you can get ready to see here, MGM Holdings, Audible, which is an audio book platform here, Alexa, and you can, I mean, this is just to list a few, right? So these are some of the footprints that Amazon is already basically showing that they're ready to take that next step and lead us into the next century regarding some of these investments. Well, this is just to name a few. So what I did here is that I went back and I wanted to take a look at what Amazon, the acquisitions that Amazon actually has purchased since its inception. Let's take a look at it here. So this is going all the way back to April 27th, 1998 here, and that's a long time ago. As you can see, some of these particular investments here, or should I say, some of these acquisitions by Amazon, and there's a ton of acquisitions here. So this is a very busy company. Jeff Bezos has proven that basically he's a very successful entrepreneur when it comes to basically not only starting companies, but buying them out and taking them from one level to the next level. And I want to be a part of that. So I'm bringing this to you just to kind of give you some insight here. As I said before, here's a couple down here, One Medical. that they spent over here recently, that they paid 3.9 billion for back on July the 21st of this year. Here's another one, iRobot, just recently acquired August 5th of this year for $1.7 billion. Some of the companies that they actually have stakes in that you can see here, which is one that I've been eyeballing here, which is Rivian Automotive, which is pretty much an American electric vehicle automaker that's currently trading right now, that I look and expect to do big things in the next 3 to 5 years as the EV market starts to ramp up. Okay, so you may ask, why Amazon? And I'm here to tell you that Amazon is one of the largest institutional holdings out there. Okay, so before I invest, I always like to look and see who actually owns the company. What institute, when I say who, I don't mean retail investors like me and yourself, okay? I'll look to see what the percentage is of institutional investors that are investing in this company, who are thinking the same way I'm thinking and going, and I can, confirm that, okay, yes, this is going to be a great investment. Well, institutional ownership, as you can see right here, was 58.9, but let's just say 60%. We're right at 60% institutional ownership in Amazon right now. So a lot of companies out there are basically saying that this is a good long-term investment. Now, institutional ownership to a lot of retail investors may not necessarily ring a bell, and it may not ring a bell to some of you who are watching this video. But let me just kind of give you an example of what an institutional investor is. You may know more about an institutional investor than you may realize. I'm just going to scroll down here. If you can take a look at my screen, I hope all of it is showing here. Institutional investors, they make up a lot of what we call index funds investing, okay, or mutual fund investing. Well, you may not necessarily, well, if you work for a company, let's say if you work in corporate America and you have a 401k. Well, if you're investing in a 401k, more than likely, there's a lot of institutional investors inside of your portfolio. If you've taken a closer look at it, you'll probably see some of these names like Vanguard, BlackRock here, Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley. These are all of the institutional investors that own a lot of shares inside of this particular company, Amazon. And when I say a lot of shares, let's just go back up here, Vanguard Group, which I'm sure most of you have heard of Vanguard, who are highly rated in the fund industry. As you can see here, the shares that are held by Vanguard, some 600 and almost 80 million shares of Amazon stock that they own right now. Okay, if we come down here to BlackRock, another 582 million shares. We look at Bank of America. We look at Morgan Stanley here. It doesn't take much for you to really start to understand what a opportunity this is to be able to own a company like Amazon. I don't know about you, but I am extremely excited to be able to bring this particular company to you, for you to do your own homework and due diligence and take a look at this as an opportunity. It is trading right now at levels where I think it's a great opportunity to jump in. Does that not mean that we won't see some more bearishness from the Feds coming out here in the next quarter or the next few months, raising rates again, or the stock may not retrace another couple of percentage points? No, that's very possible that it could, but I still believe that it's a great entry point to get into a company that is as big as this company is, that seems to be headed in the right direction. Well, I think I've said about all I need to say about Amazon. I hope you liked the video. I hope you like and subscribe to my channel. And please support my channel by sending me a thanks down below or clicking on the link. And if there's any questions that I can answer for you, please leave me a comment down below. Well, that's all I have for you today, Stock Fox family, and I'll see you in the next video.